this time. Pick a new chunk, hope for something a bit more.
Yes, indeed. I rolled puro, but fear not, this is not going to be like the other 10 Xtreme Onechunkers who spent half a year in that bot-infested hellhole. You see, I have something those other chunkers don't have. Butterflies. And long-since extinct saber-toothed cats, and whatever this thing is. At the moment I am level 20 hunter, meaning I do need to catch a couple of baby implings to get to level 25 when I can start catching butterflies. At level 35 I unlock better butterflies, and at level 51 we do unlock the saber-toothed Kebbit, so I'm very interested to see what new training methods we are going to discover here, because let's be honest, not a single soul has trained hunter past level 10 at the rellekka hunter area. There are bound to be a lot of cool things and discoveries in this episode, so grab yourself a nice beverage and let's get started. There it is, the infamous crop circle of the White Wolf Mountains. We are unlocking the new chunk, and yeah, this crop circle here is responsible for about 90% or 99% of our chunk tasks in this chunk. But before we head there, I do want to check out the chunk completely. I think there's a couple of other things in here as well. So we do have access to fishing contest, we have access to Ice Queen's lair, the gnome glider in the middle, and I guess both of the tunnel accesses throughout White Wolf Mountain, but we can't cross it just yet. We would need to go south, and that's not happening. So let's go ahead and start fishing contest, a new quest for us. We are not going to be able to finish it, I think, but we can still start it. Let's be friends, Mr. Dwarf. I don't make friends easily. Start the fishing contest? Absolutely. How am I meant to do that? I need to get the gold artifact from the Hemminster fishing competition, and for that we unfortunately do need to unlock Hemminster and the Ranging Guild right here, so we are not going to complete this quest anytime soon before we actually roll that chunk, but after we do, we actually, I think, have a way through the White Wolf Mountains, so that's pretty cool. And now we also do get access to this new shop, Vanessa's farming shop. There's some plant cure, we could sell our produce here, get some farming tools, I guess, easy compost, that's one thing, plant pots maybe. So yeah, might be more readily useful in the future. And then the crop circle, the main attraction of the place. Let's go into Puro for the first time. There he goes, we are here in Puro. Oh, and I have some company, I suppose. Yeah, okay, yeah. This place is completely overrun with bots, so I am extremely happy that I don't need to spend too much time here, I hope, but we'll see. First of all, let's get ourselves some spare equipment. Butterfly net and some impling jars would go a long way. Thank you, Mr. Elnock Inquisitor. So this is basically what unlocks Hunter for us. Not just the implings, but we also need the butterfly net to catch the butterflies. So that's a completely necessary part of Hunter training for me. And yeah, as you can see, I am at level 20, so at the moment we can only catch baby implings. At 22 we can catch young implings, and then at 25 we can catch Sapphire glacialis, our first butterfly. But for starters, I think I should just fill out my impling jars so that I can get some more impling jars and make this a little bit faster and easier. Here we go, 7 baby implings. We can trade them in 3 jars for any unnoted implings. So 1 for 3 jars. Not too bad of a trade. We will definitely take that. And there we go, full inventory of jars. And there is level 22 Hunter, our first milestone. We can now catch young implings. I probably should put them in my plugin right here, so you can see there's some spawn spots and there's a lot of young implings here, so it should not be too bad to catch these all the way to level 25, and then we are probably going to move on to the butterflies. I don't really enjoy this place too much. And that is the last of them. Level 25 Hunter, you can now catch Sapphire glacialis butterflies, and there's someone just crashing my baby impling spot. How fitting. Okay, anyways, that was pretty much perfect. That was 30 minutes. Our Farmer's Affinity has run out. And I did turn every single impling that I got into more impling jars. So now we are up to 341 impling jars. Not too bad. So yeah, now let's move on to Sapphire Glacialis. We don't really need impling jars for that either. We just need the butterfly net. And at 35 we can even scrap the net and just barehand them. But this is very exciting. It's very completely new territory for me. I have no idea what we're gonna find in the Polar Hunter area because no one really trains there, right? Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's take a look at the chunk tasks. The main thing obviously is 89 Hunter for lucky implings, which also lets us catch natures, magpies, ninjas and dragon implings. From these we get access to stuff like dragon dart tips, onyx bolts and magic locks, leading to quite hefty skilling challenges as well. On top of that, we of course need to get every best in slot piece of equipment from the implings or their materials and complete a few surprisingly hard to get collection log pieces. The longest grind here might actually be the lumberjack legs and hat, but more about that later. First, we need to get to 89 Hunter. Here we go, Sapphire Glacialis. We probably do want to tag all of them, so it's a little bit easier to see them. And baby implings give you 18 XP, young implings give you 20 XP, and these give you a whopping 34 XP a catch. And they also spawn a lot faster, and there's more of them here, so they should be pretty much faster than any method in Puro. Just the butterflies alone should be good. But we maybe can combine it later with another method. We'll see about that later on. And thanks to this plugin, we can also see the spawn points of these different butterflies. So right here, you can see there are 2 spawn points right next to each other, which is actually really good for us. I mean, look at the XP going up. It's so fast at the moment. Like, this is actually crazy. 34 XP each time, and they are like 5 seconds apart, 4 seconds apart or something like that. 2 butterflies in 4 seconds. I need to do some calculations, but it's really fast XP. Yes, already 26 Hunter. It's really, really fast here. Oh my, it's gonna be good. Another one, 27 Hunter. No unlocks there. 28, 29 Hunter Swamp Lizards. I would like those, but And there's 30 Hunter, the first big milestone. Now I do have to say the 80 agility that we got a couple of chunks ago was really, really clutch. I am not running out of energy at all. So at the moment, running between these 2 spawns and catching the butterflies is 26k XP per hour, which it's not a lot, but it's a lot better than young implings, I think, in Puro, so that's at least something. I'm hoping this gets a little bit faster as well. I'm still failing a lot of the catches, which really lowers the amount of XP that I can get. And obviously I'm not getting the best butterflies that I can, so probably in the future it's going to go up at least a little bit. I'm not sure how much. 32 Hunter, 33 Hunter, barb-tailed Kebbits, not the right ones for me. We want the saber-tooth ones. 34. And the second big milestone, level 35 Hunter right there. We can now catch Snowy Night butterflies, so they are a little bit more XP, so they should be a little bit better, I think. And we can also barehand catch the Sapphire Glacialis now. We are 10 levels above their level, which is the requirement for barehanding them, if you didn't know. And a fun fact, it's actually a little bit better to catch them barehanded than with the normal butterfly net. It's more success rate if you use barehanded instead of the net, so I guess that's a little bit of a positive here as well. So now the Snowy Nights, I think they are downstairs here, so we're gonna tag all of them, and I guess I kind of need to do some research on where they spawn because I have no idea, and the wiki is not too good with that either. But there's a medium task in the Fremenic area that's actually a chunk task done right here. I didn't even remember that's a chunk task and a medium task, but yeah. Catching a Snowy Night in the Polar Hunter area is done. But yeah, let's get to mapping these spawns out and find the best method available right here. And we are done. Here are all of the spawn points of all the butterflies. Blue tiles are for the level 25 Sapphire Glacialis and the white tiles are for the level 35 Snowy Nights. And you can probably see what I'm seeing as well. There's one spot that is looking extremely promising. There's 3 spawn points right next to each other here. So there's one spawn point for a snowy night, one for a sapphire glacialis right next to each other, and then there's one more these names are going to kill me. One more spawn point for a sapphire. I'm just gonna call them sapphires from now on, and snowies. So sapphires right here, snowies right here, and one more sapphire right here as well. I think the respawn timer is such that I can catch all 3 of them in a cycle if I never fail, but I'm failing quite a lot of them at the moment, so maybe it would be just better to stick to the 2 of them, the one of the snowies and one sapphire that are right next to each other, and just ignore the 3rd one, or maybe catch it when it comes close by like this. But yeah, you can see I'm failing quite a lot at the moment. So I've been at this one spot for about a half an hour or 1 hour maybe. And yeah, it's actually not too bad. It's kind of annoying that I'm failing so much, but there's level 40 hunter already. We have now the ability to place 3 traps, which doesn't mean anything at all, because for whatever reason, you can only have 1 deadfall trap at a time. So whenever we unlock the saber-tooth Kebbits, we can only place 1 trap, even though we could place maybe 4 or 5 other traps. So all of that just to say, Jagex, please buff deadfall traps. Thank you. 41 hunter horned grox. 42, that is a big level. You can now catch essence implings. I'm not sure if we are going to catch too many of them, but maybe. They would be a very, very good impling to catch in a lot of quantities, because we are going to need a shit ton of runes in this chunk. But it does unlock something even more important than runes, I would argue. Something that is going to immediately be very, very useful for us. You see, we can trade the Elnok Inquisitor, and by giving him 3 gourmet implings, 2 earth implings, and 1 essence impling, we can get ourselves a magic butterfly net, which gives us a 10% buff for catching butterflies as well as implings. So it's definitely worthwhile to get this magic butterfly net as soon as possible. No way, Dragon Impling, that's the first one I have seen here. Oh, that is so cool. I want it so bad, but I can't get it yet. No, it's teasing me. There's gonna be so many good things we can get from these Implings once we get the hunter level to catch some of these higher tiered ones. So, whoops, kinda missed it, but there was a medium task in the Lumbridge and Draenor area for catching an Essence Impling, and that is a chunk task done as well, and we are almost done with our magic butterfly net as well. Here we go, give me that magic butterfly net. Where is it? There you go. Confirm 1 magic butterfly net. It is a slightly different color and you hold it the different way for some reason. I don't know why, but anyways, it's a plus 10% chance to catch implings. Maybe the stance change is the reason you get a better chance, because it's definitely more easy to whack it like that. Oh, don't mind me and just stealing some flour. Last time we unlocked this island greengrocer shop in Etceteria, and I said it might be actually a little bit useful in making garden pies, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. We need some flour, we need some tomatoes, onions and cabbages, and we can make ourselves some garden pies. The garden pie gives you a +3 farming bonus, and farming might actually play a surprisingly big role in this chunk, so I do want to get as much XP as I can. Now, this is also something that I don't show you behind the scenes, but what I do almost every episode, I use a lot of layer charges, teleporting to Rellekka and back. You know, just have to do this every now and then. There we go, 20 ready-made garden pies, and we can get as many of these as we want. The ingredients are basically free for me, so yeah, that is pretty good. That is 40 plus 3 boosts into farming. Let's go and check it out. So normally at the moment I could only plant toad flax, but I do want to plant some irids now because I can if I use the farming boost to get to 45 farming. And the bigger farming level I have, the more I'm gonna get as a yield. You know, you need to get some farming to make some farming, or whatever the saying is. And the big thing is I really want level 50 farming as soon as possible, because it might make this chunk a lot easier, and I'm going to talk about that later on why. But just remember, 50 farming is a big goal right here. Back at the butterflies, there's 43 hunter and 44 hunter, and there's a nice milestone 45 hunter, meaning that we can now catch both of the butterflies barehanded, and barehanding them is the same catch rate. I don't need you, drunken dwarf. as using the magic butterfly net. So right now it doesn't really matter if we have the magic butterfly net at all. We can just bear hunt them if we want to. 47 hunter orange salamanders unlocked. 48. We got a lamb that is going into Slayer, and the next one should give us a level. 49 hunter razorback Kebbit, still not the right ones, but we are getting close. And a massive milestone, level 50 hunter. You can now catch eclectic implings and equip the Sunlight Hunter's crossbow. What an amazing crossbow that is. And I believe that is the first notification of the clan chat as well. So now it is spoiled out. I have rolled puro. But anyways, 50 hunter, we are halfway to 99. As for the XP rates, I'm getting about 42,000 XP per hour, which is actually not too bad for a Onechunk account. Usually you get like 10-20k maybe, so this is actually not too bad. It's not really good if you consider hunter as a skill. Usually you get like 100 to 200k at this point, but I'm very happy with 42k at the moment. You know what's better than 50 hunter? 51 hunter, and that is saber-tooth Kebbits. Now I am really excited to try these out. I have kind of planned out a little spot for them right around here. This is the spot for the saber-tooth Kebbits. You can see there's a lot around here, but the thing is you can only put one deadfall trap at a time, which I really don't understand why, but that is the case. But the plan at the moment is to set up one deadfall trap anywhere around here and then catch butterflies as long as we can until the deadfall trap triggers and we can catch the saber-tooth Kebbit. So we kind of get an additional passive XP boost on top of this 42k that we were getting from the butterflies. Should be maybe 50 or even 60 or 70k per hour. But we'll see. I have no idea. Probably no one really has done this too much. So anyways, first we need an axe and a knife. So let me get those and I'll get back to you in a second. Deadfall trapping is kind of an anomaly of hunter training. Nobody really does it for XP because you can only set up one deadfall trap at a time, which really doesn't make any sense. Jagex, please fix it. But as for me, they might be one of the best training methods out here. It is also one of the only hunter training methods that doesn't require any hunter gear. You only need a knife and some logs, which is perfect for a Onechunk account like me. Some of these trap locations are bound to be better than the others, depending on the spawn locations of the Kebbits, and I really don't have any idea which is the best until I test all of them out. There are 3 different butterfly spawns to the northern side of the area, so ideally I would pick one of the northern rocks right here. But I'm going to test every single rock that we have here for 15 minutes and see which one of them has the best XP rates. And after that we will see what kind of XP rates we get when we combine the method with the butterflies. Ideally I would get maybe around 50 to 60k per hour, but that might be shooting a little bit too high. Every saber-tooth Kebbit is worth 200 XP, which is equivalent to about 4 or 5 butterflies, so it's a really nice source of XP. Even though the loot is completely garbage and useless for me, I'll still take the free bones that they give. Alright, I've got a knife, a full inventory of logs and a rune axe so that we can replenish the logs as we need to. So let's get down to business. I'm going to try each and every one of these boulders and see what kind of XP rates we are getting. I have reset all the timers, so yeah, let's see what kind of XP we are getting. We are starting with this one. I think this is going to be the best. If I had to guess, this is probably going to be the best one because the butterfly spawns are really close to by here, and I have seen quite a lot of Kebbits spawning around here as well. So there we go. That's the first saber-tooth Kebbit. I love the little feet right there. Why do you need 3 inventory spaces if you only get 2 pieces of loot? I don't know. But there is 200 XP. We get some bones and some Kebbit teeth that we can't do anything with, unfortunately. But yeah, this is 15 minutes starting right now, and we're gonna see what sort of XP rates we get here. Alrighty, this is the last one of the 15 minutes. Whoops, we got a butterfly there as well. I had 26 catches and 10 fails in this one, so 36 attempts in total. I have no idea if it's good or not. We're getting 22k per hour, which actually seems really good. If we can combine that with the 40k we get from the butterflies, that might be like 60k per hour, which is going to be really good for the chunk. But yeah, let's try out another boulder. We are going to try at least all of the northern ones. I don't think the southern ones are worth doing because there's no butterfly spawns right here at all. So maybe I'm just going to try the northern rocks here. These 4 ones are the best candidates for me. So yeah, let's get back to business. Alright, 15 minutes has passed and this spot has been so much better. 32k XP per hour almost. I think that was 33 successful catches, which is actually amazing. I think it just has to do something with the wander radius and the spawn points of the different kebbits. So this northern rock seems to be a lot better than the eastern rock right there. So we still have 2 more rocks to test out, but this one seems to be a really good candidate. Ooh, a genie in the middle of the test. I will take that, and we will slap that lamp on Slayer, and this should give us a level 22 Slayer. Not so bad. What an eventful test. There's 54 Hunter as well. And that is the last one. So this is not as good as number 2, but still very decent. We got 30 successful catches, which means just shy of 29k XP per hour. Not too bad at all. Not as good as number 2, but really decent as well. One more rock to test out in the far west, and then we will make our decision on what is the best one. Come to think of it, I also really want to test out the center rock right here. I don't think it's gonna be good because there's no butterfly spawns really close to it, but it's very, very central, so we might get a lot of kebbits here. So 52:30 is going to be the time of the end of the test, so let's see how many kebbits we get here. End of the test, and as expected, it is really good for saber-tooth kebbits, 35k XP per hour, so this is the best one by far. But because it is lacking some butterfly access, I don't think it's going to be as good as the other spots. But if I just want to AFK and do just this without the butterflies, then this might be the best spot right here. It's really fun making some discoveries like this. I really kind of enjoy doing this kind of RuneScape science in an area where probably I don't think anyone has really done the math on which one of the deadfall traps for saber-tooth kebbits is the best. Because why would you? This is not a good training spot. And now it is time to test out multi-training, catching the snowy night and use the northern rock. This should be the best possible location for multiple training, combining the butterflies and the saber-tooth kebbits. I'm going to replenish the logs I need from these 2 trees and the 2 over there to the east. And the snowy nights alone are about 25k per hour, the kebbits alone are about 30k per hour, so maybe we can reach about 50 to 55k per hour or a bit above that, bringing the grind down to just 100 hours from the expected 200 hours that I had earlier. But again, I have never done this, and I don't think anyone else really has either. So we are in for some more discoveries. Start out the testing with a bang. There's 55 Hunter. And a full level later, there is 56 Hunter, so I have been doing this for a while. So let's take a look at the XP per hour. And would you look at that, 55k XP per hour. That makes me so happy that I can combine these 2 very kind of niche and weird different training methods into one, catching both the butterflies and the saber-tooth kebbits. Now I'm gonna say it is kind of click intensive. You have to keep track of your logs, you have to keep track of the spawn points of the trees, you juggle both the butterflies and the saber-tooth kebbits and your deadfall traps and everything, so it is kind of a hassle. But if I'm getting 55k XP per hour, maybe even 60k later on when I'm not failing any more of these butterfly catches, then yeah, I'm gonna say that this is definitely worth it. It's kind of like playing a little mini game of sorts. I really actually like it.
Still here. Task being a pain?
I live here, going for a measly 89 Hunter, without leaving this peninsula.
Ooh.
There is 57 Hunter. You could now catch dark kebbits and the salts, but I'm just gonna stay here until 89 Hunter, I think. One thing I was kind of concerned was that is this gonna be sustainable? Am I gonna have enough run energy, enough logs and everything? But it seems so. I'm still getting 53, 54k XP per hour. I have gotten 37k so far, so I do think this is sustainable. My energy is at 100%. I still have a lot of logs in my inventory and I'm not really running out of them. So yeah, I think this is sustainable, at least at level 80 agility. Again, once again, it is a godsend. If I didn't get the level 80 agility before this chunk, then I don't think this would be sustainable. I think you would run out of run energy because there's a lot of running around with the logs and everything. So yeah, thank you, CS Village Rooftops. Ooh, stale baguette, maybe? Chocolate bar, yeah, the usual. Massive level of 58 Hunter for catching nature implings. That is yet another very important impling unlocked. I do need to catch, I think, thousands of those, so at least hundreds, I'm not sure. But anyways, that is really massive, and even more massive is that I have 58 8,000 XP gained at 54,000 XP per hour. So this is really sustainable. I have done this for over an hour straight and I'm still getting almost 55k XP per hour. So yeah, I am really pleased with the method. We are continuing strong, probably hitting at least 60, maybe even 65 today. But now that we unlocked the nature implings, I do want to go and catch some of these immediately because they hold the biggest upgrade for me in the whole chunk. And that is a single magic log if we can get it. Jungleberry seeds, well, we can actually plant those pretty soon, I think at 48 farming. Yeah, 48 farming. But yeah, I'm going to catch a full inventory of these. The magic log is 1 in 10 drop rate, so full inventory should land me at least one, maybe even a couple of magic logs. And once we get that, we can make ourselves the biggest upgrade in the whole chunk. There we go, almost a full inventory of nature implings. Now let's start opening some of these up. A lot of seeds as expected. Ah, there it is, magic logs. The massive upgrade for the account is coming from this one single magic log. And you probably already know what it is. Give me a knife, give me a bowstring, and we are gonna fletch this bad boy into a magic short bow. Take a look at that, the best in slot ranged weapon in the chunk. That is so good. That is plus 22 ranged bonus from this over the U short bow, which is already really good. But what is even more massive is that now we can actually use our amethyst arrows with this bow. Look at that, magic short bow and amethyst arrows is going to be an extremely good ranged setup, not gonna lie. And there's a gourmet impling. What do we get? Curry? But yeah, once we get to do some more combat, some more ranging, this is going to be a very good setup. It's actually kind of like a meta setup, almost like magic short bow and some amethyst arrows is really good and even used by normal players, not just random one-chunk accounts. Now, one thing I really want for the implings is snares. They are really annoying to catch when they are flying away, and snares needs a lot of nature runes. 3 nature runes per cast is a really steep price to pay, but to keep my sanity in pure, I'm going to do it. A baguette? A stale baguette? Please, let's go. No! Never lucky. One day, I promise you, one day I am going to greenlog that random event section. I promise you.
One eternity later.
Oh, well, it has been quite a long time. I've been editing some videos, doing some other monitor stuff, and that is 2400 nature runes. Now, that is enough for 1,200 casts of bind or 800 casts of snare. So that should get us a decent bit of implings. I think I'm going to need a lot of rare implings, so yeah, I'm going to need a lot of nature runes, and I don't need to drain some magic anyway, so anything helps right here. But now I think let's go back and train some hunter. It doesn't really make sense to catch any more implings before we can catch all of them, the magpies, the ninjas, the dragons, everything. So yeah, let's get back to training some hunter and we will come back to the implings later on. Oh, that is the first time I'm seeing a rare impling fly by in the actual rellekka hunter training area. I didn't know that they can even spawn around here, but I guess so. That is a magpie impling in the wild. And everybody's favorite blue boy giving us the lamp for 220 Slayer XP. 2 more lamps for level 23. And the magpie impling is still taunting me. And there's level 60 hunter. Really nice. You can now have up to 4 traps placed at a time. I really wish I could. I really can't understand why you can't place only 1 deadfall trap at a time, because it's not like this is good XP. Even if you could place 4 of them at a time, it would still be like maybe 60 or 70k XP per hour, which is not meta at all. So I really cannot understand why we can't have 4 deadfall traps or multiple deadfall traps at a time. Oh well, back to my 1 single deadfall trap. And 61 hunter, 62 hunter. Yo, we are actually going to get a prayer level from the normal bones. 51 prayer. You don't get a lot of prayer XP here, so anything helps, I guess. This is a beautiful hunter level 63 for red chins. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be catching red chins, but if I were to have access to them, that would be my best in slot training method. And the magpie impling is still here. 64. Yo, what are the genies? I'm getting so many genies for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, you get a lot of lamps these days with all the different random events, but there's 23 Slayer. But as I was saying, I'm just getting genies. Straight up lamps. Don't have to do anything, I just get lamps. It is time for a fun butterfly fact, and this is one that I discovered while I was cutting the trees and catching the butterflies simultaneously, and this is a really useful one. Most of you are probably familiar with the tick manipulation method for catching chinchompas. You use a knife on a log to start a 3-tick cycle and then switch to placing a trap, which normally would take 4 ticks, thus saving you 1 tick. You can even start the timer, wait for a tick and then place the trap instantly because your 3-tick timer is running in the background. The same thing can be used with butterflies and cutting trees. Catching a butterfly starts a 4-tick cycle, and if you start cutting a tree inside the next 4 ticks, it will cut at the end of the cycle. So for example here I'm catching a butterfly, running for 2 ticks and cutting the tree on the 4th tick, instantly cutting the tree down and saving me a couple of seconds. Now you might say a couple of seconds here or there, who cares, but doing that every minute or two for 100 hours, it really starts adding up. And it is actually really fun trying to figure out where the butterfly spawns are, where the trees are located, and trying to figure out the 4-tick cycle between those two. And when you do pull it off, it feels very rewarding, although there might be something wrong with my brain. And there is level 65 Hunter. You can now catch magpie implings, yet another impling added to the collection, and we're up to almost 59k XP per hour, mainly I think because of the butterfly tick manipulation tech that I discovered, which is actually really cool that I can see some actual tangible gains from doing this sweaty ass method. But anyways, let's go and check out some magpie implings, see if we can catch some of those. There it is, the first magpie impling that I can actually catch. Let's use a snare. I brought my runes with me. Please don't run away. It's so goddamn slow moving through these weeds, but hopefully we can get it. Come on. Come on, there we go. Magpie impling number 1. Anything good? Amulets of power, oh no. Oh well, I'm gonna keep catching some of them and hopefully get a full inventory or something. Magpie implings are the so-called money implings. They have a lot of valuable drops and one best in slot chunk task for me as well. The mystic boots giving a whopping +3 magic attack bonus. At a drop rate of 1 in 21, we do need to catch a few of these, but it shouldn't be too big of a problem surely. Magpie number 2 for 4 diamonds, okay. Magpie number 3, anything good? Catch it. Catch it, there we go. What do we get this time? You need some more space. And what do we get this time? A sinister key, alrighty. I'll use that when I get to Yanil. Oh, that is not a magpie, that is the first ninja impling that I have seen here. You really don't come across these too often. Usually bots take over everything in Pure, so you usually don't see any rare implings other than natures and maybe magpies, but that is the first one we have seen. Hopefully we'll see them at level 75 as well. Another magpie impling and a key half. Nice. Also did get some nature implings. Do we get any magic locks, anything? Ooh, a hard clue at Fossil Island. Yeah, not gonna happen. No magic locks, just a couple of seeds, some decent seeds in there as well. Okay, not too bad. But I do think that is enough hunting nature and magpie implings for now. I want 83 hunters so that I can hunt ninja implings and dragon implings at the same time. So we are headed back to the rellekka hunter area. Some great news, my hunter level is now high enough that I don't really fail butterflies almost at all anymore, so I'm getting like about 50k XP from this one double butterfly spot, which is almost comparable to the Snowy Night and Sabertooth Kebbit method that I was doing earlier. But this is much more reclined than running around cutting trees, setting traps, catching butterflies, managing the run energy and all of that. So I think I will just main this method for a while. It's almost as good and much easier to do and keep up. Sapphires are worth 34 XP, Snowies are worth 44 XP, so on average I'm getting 39 XP per butterfly, and I still need 5 million XP, so I have about 130,000 butterflies left to go until level 89, which does sound a little bit insane, but it's not the most insane thing I've done in this game, so I guess we are catching 130,000 butterflies. Let's get to it. 67 Hunter. You can now trap black salamanders, which is usually a pretty big deal. And there's also a ninja impling running around taunting me. I'm gonna catch you someday. 83 woodcutting. Well, did you think I forgot about the other goals? No. Hunter is not the be-all end-all of this chunk. It is actually just the beginning. Hunter is the reason we have to do a lot of other skilling in this chunk as well. We need to get 95 cooking to make a part summer pie, 75 fire making to burn some magic logs, 95 fletching to fletch a dragon dart, and 87 magic to enchant onyx crossbow bolts. And on top of that, we need to get the lumberjack legs and the lumberjack hat from the forestry shop for 240 magic logs. Now, I don't have magic trees in this chunk, so my only source of magic logs is nature implings, which drop them at a 1 in 10 rate, meaning I have to catch about 2,400 nature implings. So yes, this chunk is going to take a while. But if I had to guess, the longest thing here will be magic, because I don't have a good source of runes anywhere in my map. But we will talk about magic later on. Right now I'm just focusing on woodcutting, getting that 95 fletching and 75 fire making goals out of the way. And apparently I'm getting some decent forestry things in here as well. No way. This is the first time I'm actually seeing this. Look at that. The imp is actually making the crop circle in that field of wheat. Wow, that is so cool. I have never actually catched that one live. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, good morning, it is a new day, and to get the blood pumping we are doing a little bit of best in slot hunting, looking for those mystic boots, and obviously some magic logs would go a long way for the goal that we have. Yeah, there's a lot of magpie implings we have here. Let's see if we can get any new best in slots. 8 magpie implings, runite bars from the first one, not too bad, amulets of power, a pineapple seed, not really useful, another one of those. Some more diamond amulets, some more pineapple seeds, a sinister key, and a tooth harbor key. That is really bad if I have to really say it. It's really bad. Oh no. And the nature implings don't seem to be that much better. 1 magic log. I should have maybe 4 or 5 at this point, but unlucky. And back at the butterflies, 68 hunter, not too bad. 2 more levels for 70, 6 more levels for 74, which is the one for ninja implings. The best level, 69 hunter. Level 70 hunter, we are entering the upper echelon of hunters. Mainly we are butterflies. 71 hunter and 72 hunter. 73 hunter, black chin chompers unlocked. I so wish that I could catch those. And there's also a magpie impling here yet again. That is also 1450 total level and 1 more hunter level until ninja implings are unlocked. Oh, look at that, level 5 construction. Didn't really expect that level here, but why not? If we ever reach level 20 construction, I think we can actually finish the Fremenic Isles and then get the Helm of Needisnot. So yeah, definitely want to keep getting the construction levels for free. Well, I just got 44 farming, and with a +3 boost that is 47, which means that we can plant ourselves some watermelon seeds right here. And we can actually get some more watermelons from eclectic impling drops. It's a 1 in 100, but we can get them. And they are ready to go. Take a look at that XP, 54 each time. Oh my lord, this is gonna be so good. Ooh, that is some good XP right there. Yeah, almost half a level from just those 2 patches, so yep, definitely want to keep farming some more watermelons. Watermelon farmer 45. Farming, you can now grow maple trees and access the farming guild, the world famous farming guild, might I add. It's actually a pretty big level. We can now plant our first bush, which is the jangleberry bush in Etceteria, so let's go ahead and do that. Here we go. So as you see, we have a lot of seeds and we are going to get so many more jangleberry seeds. This will get us a couple of farming levels at least, and I guess we can farm kind of indefinitely with these if we just pick the berries, but yeah, it's going to be a very good boost into my farming run XPs, and I guess the jangleberries are moderately useful. They restore 1 prayer point each. We've got a lamp, and this is going to be, I think, 24 Slayer already. Yeah, there we go, 24 Slayer, meaning 1 more level and we unlock ourselves a new Slayer monster as well. At level 25 we can kill a cockatrice, and at level 30, which is a +5 boost from the wild pies, we can actually kill pyre fiends, so that is going to be unlocking some more stuff for us. So I've talked about the importance of farming a couple of times now, and the level is finally here. 47 farming, meaning we can boost up to level 50 and farm Avantos. Avantos and any herbs higher than that can be turned into 40 nature offerings each, alongside 10 maple logs and 150 anima infused bark. These increase your chance of receiving an additional log by 50 to 60% when you are woodcutting, depending on how many players you are chopping the tree with. Say your chance is the maximum 60%, this means I could get an additional 24 yew logs for the price of 10 maple logs and 1 herb. If I'm making the logs in the strong longbows, every herb above level 50 I use for nature offerings is equal to an additional 2435 fletching XP. My goal is level 95 fletching, which is 3.5 million XP away, so this method can save me potentially tens if not hundreds of hours of chopping logs and stringing bows. Farming good. Oh, you Mr. Blue Boy, how I have awaited you. These 2 lamps into Slayer are going to push us over level 25 right there. So our Slayer level is now 25 and we can now officially kill both cockatrice, and with a +5 boost from Wild Pie we can also kill Pyre Fiends, and both of them are very conveniently located right here in the Fremenic Slayer dungeon, cockatrice and Pyre Fiends. And funnily enough, we do also get a best in slot from the Pyre Fiends, Steel Boots. Not that good, but I guess a best in slot is a best in slot, right? One of the biggest levels in Hunter, level 74. We can now catch Ninja Implings and get ourselves all the goodness that we can get from Ninja Implings. Not only do we get another best in slot being the snakeskin boots, we also get prayer potions, the most important thing that we can get from Implings at this point. I have no other way of getting prayer potions in my whole region at the moment, so Ninja Implings are my only way of getting good prayer restoration, if we don't count Changaberries. So yeah, Ninja Implings are going to be extremely important for the account in the future. Let's go and see if we can catch one. Well, I didn't find any Ninja Implings, but I did find a couple of Magpie Implings, and so far I haven't really gotten anything good. Still nothing good. Maybe here, Rune Square Shield. Okay, that's not too bad. It's a high alc at least. And the last 2 Magpie Implings. Do we get anything even remotely good? Amulets of Power again, not that good. And the last one. Oh, look at that. Mystic Boots. That is a chunk task done from Magpie Implings, and that is actually the only chunk task from Magpie Implings. And they are beautiful. +3 magic attack bonus. Not too shabby. This is where I'll stop training Hunter for now, because there's a relatively minor Hunter update incoming which will be absolutely huge for me specifically. You see, in poll number 85 there's a section in the unpolled changes where Jagex is promising to add a one-time Hunter kit to claim from the Rellekka Hunter Expert. This means I'll get access to the teasing stick and via that access to hunting saber-tooth coyotes, granting a whopping 300 XP per catch. I am unsure if this is going to be better than the butterfly method I'm using at the moment, but I do have a lot of other skilling to do while waiting for the update to land. So for now, I'll just stick to woodcutting and thieving nature runes. And maybe next time we'll get to do some more Hunter science. As always, a big thank you to all the channel members for keeping the series and the channel going. If you're interested in supporting the channel, subscribing is the easiest way, and if you want to go above and beyond, there's a link to the channel memberships down below. Thank you again for watching, I'll see you in the next one.